Hello everyone and welcome back to a far overdue episode of the Harmonious Engineering Let's Play series. So I've done some preemptive updates and modifications, somewhat, to the pack for this update. I think I may have just gotten them out at the end of the last episode, I believe. And I've also been made aware that apparently you can put down the various resource miners in the not resource miners, the various ore miners, the ore laser miners in both, well, rather all three of the major planets. So we've been automating Desh, as you can see, with our 6.8 thousand Desh. We've been automating Ostrom with our 5.7 thousand Ostrom, and we've been automating Calorite with our 9.9 thousand Calorite ingots. Today, I think I'd like to get started with a heat exchanger. I'd love to go ahead and get some steam production going for this episode. That way we can get into a steam generator and hopefully get very close, if not completely there, to getting the pack wrapped up and called, at a close at that point. Not only because the quest line will be completed, but also because if you just look around, we've done so very much in this pack. I'm very proud of how this world has come across. I think we've done a lot. I think we've done pretty much everything that I can think of off the top of my head. And so, frankly, I'm sort of relieved that we're getting to this point because it's been difficult to come up with new ideas, to be completely frank. Anyways, possibly depressing ideas aside, let's go ahead and get everything placed down for this heat exchanger. So the way the heat exchanger works, I was going to say wait for these fireworks to come through, is it's going to allow lava and water to cool each other down. Rather, water to cool lava down. They don't cool each. Words are hard today, okay? We're going to allow water to cool lava down. That process is going to produce an outburst of steam. And of course, as we all know, because it's Minecraft, it's also going to produce obsidian, which is not ideal. So we're going to go ahead and set everything up, and I think it should not be too terribly terrible. Terribly terrible? Is that a word? I think that's a word. Anyways, there's not really a glamorous place to put this, so I'm just going to put this here. And we're going to put, let's go ahead and get a dimensional tank down for steam. In the meantime, we can just reuse this one. This is our lava input tank. I'm just going to change this to a frequency we haven't already used. What's 16? 15. 14. 13. Let's do 15. I think, well, I don't remember. So we'll do 16 for steam, right? So this will be a private steam tank, and this is where we're going to want our fluid output valve to go. I'm going to put our intakes on the sides and our output in the front, which is, what about controller in the front instead and output in the back? And then from here, right, we're going to put our output is going to have our drawer, which is why I kind of wanted to have you in the front and you in the back. So maybe we'll still do that. We can do that and that, which reminds me, we should probably put a railing or something up here. Fail is accurate, however, rail is more accurate. I think this would do, provided that it cooperate with me today. But I do think this will be exactly what I'm looking for. Something nice and low profile to keep me from falling over the edge all the time. Mind you, I have step assist, so it's only going to help a little bit, but it will still help. In the meantime, I'm going to need... might need some magic. Might need another pair of dimensional tanks, and that's okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we'll have... I had this idea, right? So we've got you over here, and you're just doing your very best. What if... Yes, lava. Perfect. What if we changed you private, and we changed you to 15, which we know is free? That will be filled up with water like so, and now we could set our fluid input here. So we'll do private and 15, and auto output true, which is going to start to fill our fluid intake valve here with water. We'll do this one. Private 12 for lava. And we will auto input there. And we also want to lock this. And so we're still missing a structure, which we knew about. That's the heat exchanger here. And I was thinking we could do like a cool big structure here. And I know this is going to cover up our portal. Not a lot that I can do about that, so we're just going to go for it. I could use a few more of these, so I've gone ahead and made a lot of stuff for this to kind of help. And that should do. This is now a heat exchanger, and we should, in theory, be producing on that new tank, which should be private and 16. Steam. There we go. I'm surprised. That actually has gone flawlessly. For me, that's pretty good. So here you can see... Oh, you are locked. That's not going to do. Unless... There we go. So you have obsidian in you. You can see that we have some heat loss, but we have a lot of heat coming in. We have steam already. We have obsidian being generated because at this point this is just an idle consumption because we're not using our steam anywhere, which is a huge, huge waste for us at this point. But we have 2 infinite fuels. We have lava and we have water, 2 infinite items being put together to make a significantly large amount of steam that we can actually use for something here. Now, how many heat exchangers do I have? Will you tell me how many heat exchangers I have? Because I've lost track. 3, 6, 9. Sorry, 9, 18, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We can have up to 50, so 31 minus 50 is going to be 19. We can do 18 more. Let's go ahead and get like another... Yeah, let's just get 2 more stacks of these, and we'll make more, because I think that would be fun. Mind you, these are a little bit pricey, but that's not too bad, honestly. And we can just go ahead and start doing this and just make this the biggest heat exchanger we can almost possibly make it. And that's just going to really, really, really help improve our heat transfer, right? So we just need 4 more of these. I'll wait until we get up to, come on, 15. And there we go. This is now almost completely maxed out. This is huge, right? I love this, though, because we've still got stuff going on behind here. And in fact, I'm a little bit dumb, because I could absolutely put you there and absolutely put you here until you, once again, you'll have to lock and auto-eject because they're weird like that. Until you lock and auto-eject. I believe locking will keep it from forgetting what was in there if it ever runs out. And so you should stay full, but take up less space. And you, in fact, can do the same thing, because I don't particularly need the obsidian. But if I ever do, I know where to find it, which is kind of all the more reason for me to move these around, in my opinion. Just because I can, you know? And just keeping things as nice and compact as possible is always my thing. Y'all should know by now. If I need the obsidian, I'll come back for it, believe me, but... You'll see the water and lava and obsidian, and we should be good to go. Frame drawer, dimensional tank. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, commenters, I need you to remind me before the end of the series to show you what these machines look like without their resource packs, because these look pretty bad. I'm going to say I like how I did these, but they don't really interconnect super duper well, which was my bad. But I wanted them to look good. But I'd love to show you how differently they look without the resources. I'm just going to say it that way. I don't want to be rude because textures are very hard to make, and you can tell that I'm not that good at it. A lot of this is based very, very briefly off of the same design of Beyond Earth, and a lot of this is my own. Like, these machine textures are completely my own. The controllers and the turbines are largely my own. I think they're mostly my own except for the border. But even then, you know, my texturing skills are not that great, so I can't wait for you guys to see how this place looks without them. And I want to see a side-by-side comparison. I think it'd be fun. Anyways, ooh, you are supposed to have a void upgrade inside of you. Glad I noticed that. That could have been tragic. So now we have a bunch of these excess resources. We have a large production of steam just kind of sitting here existing, right? And we need to use that for something. We also get a quest reward that is relatively meaningless to me at this stage. I think you guys know that the late game quest rewards were not intended to be good. However, syngas is now something we can get into. So syngas allows you to basically create... Oh, let me see. Let's see. Creating syngas is blah, 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 blah. Syngas producer. So syngas is an alternative fuel. Sorry, I had to remind myself. And so it can go back over here into our turbine again as a different gas if we wanted to. I don't know that we're really going to get into this too terribly much because it's pretty complicated. I may make one that just sort of like... I could turn this into like make an auxiliary, like make a second one of these that runs off of syngas and have that just be like a, hey, we've got, because we do have an excess of birch. So, hey, anytime we have more than, 14,000 birch in our system, dump it out, right? Because we don't ever need it, but I want some to stay around. So maybe like anything above 8,000 even is plenty, and run a second composite turbine. And a large turbine controller off of that. And then we can have an entirely different setup for that. I may set something like that up eventually. Once I show you guys how that works. We'll see. We'll see, because I think that could be pretty cool. We do have an excess of birch, like I said. And that is its own entirely different and kind of relatively complicated process of turning something carboniferous like coal or wood. Wood is a pretty large one. Charcoal also. So wood will do 1,600, but if you turn that wood into charcoal, you'll... Wait, you still get 1,600? Okay, well, I think we'll probably just do wood then. Screw that. That doesn't sound ideal. Or we can just dump coal directly into there. Looks like coal also does 1,600, and it'll double up if we do coke. Interesting. I don't know. I think wood would be the easiest and the most interesting one of them all. And then syngas can be produced and be burnt at a very high efficiency. You can see one bucket will do 2.5 million FE. And if we look at refined fuel, it's only doing 1.5. So it's significantly better. And if you want to do biodiesel, it's like 1.024, which is not nearly as efficient. So yeah. Just one of the many countless options we have available to us at this stage. Today we're working on steam. Sorry, I gotta catch my breath. There's a lot to think about, a lot to say. So we've got to burn the steam using turbines again. Do I have a recipe for the turbines? I should really teach one because I'm very tired of making these and it's just gonna get worse. So let's do that. Let's do... turbine recipe like so. You know how to make everything here except for moonstone, and there's not a thing I can do about that. We're just gonna have to go get more. Now, you know how to auto smith. So I think we're just gonna have to do that. Are you well? I think you're just a little confused. So I think we're just gonna teach you, hey, here is how you step it all the way up. And then we should have... I have no idea where we're storing a lot of this stuff for this era of technology. I think it's like... You know, I don't really know. You can see that autosmithing has been booked up pretty nicely, which I'm pretty happy to see, to be fair. You know, the autosmithing recipes are pretty complicated. Uh-oh. But I'm very happy to see that they are at least kind of existing. You know, I don't think we... Surely we have other stuff from... what is the mod? Advanced generators. No, we don't. Okay. Well, that sort of explains it. Let's put these recipes all together with the other turbine components. I think that's the most sense that I think I can possibly make of this, is to do... What am I doing with my mouse today? To do something like this. And so now, if I requested a composite turbine, let's get 10 of these. Sure, actually, let's do 8. Do you know what you're doing? See, this is now the big pregunta, the big question, is, does this guy have any idea what he's doing? We're gonna go watch and find out. I'm imagining that this is going to work decently well. But we're gonna find out. Right now you're crafting just a bunch of the different integral components, it looks like, perhaps? Yeah, you're working on all of those integral components. Well, I'll come back to see if it falls on its face or what happens. I'm curious at this point myself. You know, speak of the devil, just as I hit pause on the recording, you can see it is working so far. This is the 5th one, right? Excellent. Okay. So far, so good. And then we should be coming up on more of the resonant integral components, I think, right? What's the next tier after Electrum? It's resonant and then Ostrom, right? No, hang on. It's straight into Desh. That's right. Desh, Ostrom, and then Calorite. So might take a minute to get through all of this, because that does take a moment. You know, I find it kind of interesting that it's actually trying to make the Ostrom tier first. Like, you can see it's crafting and then storing those. Maybe that's how it prevents, like, eating up the ones that it's going to need for later for that. I'm not sure. But this is... I knew we'd be pretty dang close to, like, yeah, basically just kind of piggybacking. So now we have one. Now we have... Oh, now it's making a bunch of these. I'm not sure. I think it might just be trying to make as much as it can with what's immediately available. It's a little confusing, though. I'm not going to lie. It's a little difficult to follow along with. The system seems to be working so well, though. I really should upgrade the speed on that at some point, but, like, honestly, I need to also get more of those sooner or later, because we're going to run out of crafting slots at some point, which I do have to face the inevitable, I know. So we should be, yep, we're already at 4 of those. That's incredibly good. I'm going to go and remove that. We know what goes there now. We doing okay over here? Yeah, we're just vibing. Love to see that. Love to see that. Okay, so we have 5 of those. That's great. We are going to need a steam turbine controller. We're going to need turbines, which we already know how to make. We're going to need a flux generator, and we're going to need another fluid intake valve. Makes sense, right? We're going to be intaking fluids. Going to need that flux generator. Those aren't usually too terrible to make. The steam turbine controller, also not too bad to make, but I have been running into issues where my PCBs are not finishing their craft up, so I'm going to go keep an eye just in case. Get those advanced turbines, sorry, composite turbines. Are you... Oh, yeah, you just did the thing. Excellent. Okay. I was a little concerned about you. And then just the flux generator. Yeah, I mean, this is technically an optional quest, right? So I don't have to do this to finish the pack. But I am. Y'all know me. I will. I'll make syngas. I think I can probably even squeeze that into this episode. At this point, we're just producing insane amounts of energy for this infinity hammer to run into. And I say insane amounts. If you compare this to the other packs that I've played, this is actually sad. Like, very sad. But I just didn't really want, like, an incredible excess, you know? So we need fluid intake valve. We know that much, right? So I'd like to try to mimic the shape over here. As much as possible. I also don't know why I haven't just put you down here. I just realized that, and I can do the same thing for you. Don't know why I hadn't realized that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We will need a consumer. And while that runs, we will go ahead and get this guy put together. So we're going to need, let's see, so that's 1, 2, 3 from the back, 1, 2, 3 from the back. So this is our controller. We're going to need the turbine, we're going to need a flux generator, and we're going to need, of course, that tank, this guy right here. So we can go ahead and put the tank right, and I guess if we want to try to mirror the same thing, right, we'll do the fluid intake valve there, auto eject the steam. So this is now going to start to eventually fill up with steam. Our flux generator will go here. We'll tell you to go into the power input line, like so. And now we just need a bunch of turbines, which is a little bit weird that there's no, like, tank storage at all. But that is that. And so now you should be going into there. I don't know what settings I had on you over here. Power limit, syngas generator in is the name of you. So over here, we're going to call you. Whoop. Come on. Steam generator in. Like so. And you're not really, like, all that full of steam, I'm noticing. Why not? So that's the item output. So our fluid output here in the center should be filling up with steam. Do you just consume steam at that rapid of a rate that I need to actually potentially increase you even more? Probably. We can do that. So let's do a fluid intake valve. We have enough stuff for that, right? And we can intake on multiple locations. And then if we look at the attachments and a pipe like so, and how rude. Doubly rude that you don't connect on the side, really. Would a fluid hopper work here? I mean, it's a little weird. You really don't connect there, huh? I always had this impression that they did. Just the tops and the bottoms. Okay. Okay. It's a bit of a choice. So I can always have you go into a tank, I guess. Okay. So this tank looks like it respects the whoop. What is it? Shift right click? There we go. Looks like it respects the extract, which is fun. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna keep up. I mean, I do think that this machine over here keeps up. I don't think that this here will keep up. Which begs the question then, do we want to do just an entangle to like a tank over here instead of all this kind of wackiness, I suppose? Which really isn't all that wacky, but we can do something like this. I'm trying to keep things hidden, right? Because we don't have a lot of space here. We've only got a block. But if I do fluid input valves here, we do those there and that there. We can then entangle you from across the room. Right, I have to be very specific about this. Oh, and that's not what I wanted. So if I do this and I entangle you there, bound to large fluid tank, steam is outputting, but it's not really outputting very fast, which makes me also wonder, do I just need to be getting this out faster using a pipe? So let's put a pipe down with, once again, you've misunderstood what I wanted. You there. So now that's an advanced fluid pipe that is filling up. And you over here, completely empty, bone dry. Because you're filling up with water. Why are you filling up with water? That couldn't be further from the ideal. Fluid output valve is not detecting this at all, which is super strange. let me mess with this, I suppose. Maybe this will work. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so funny enough, I'm not producing water quickly enough, so we're going to take a quick aside to set this up here. We're going to get some glass trap doors. We should only need 10. And if they're waterlogged, do these still work? That's what I would like to know. Yep, waterlogging does in fact still work. Beautiful. And so now we can grab a bunch of these extractor attachments. Let's grab 9 of those. And some of the advanced fluid pipe. We'll need several more of those. We'll do like maybe 20 of those. We'll just keep our eye on the refined pipes tab here. And we're going to start placing these down because we're going to have a dimensional tank at each end for our water, which was at, what was it, 15? Because I don't actually need the steam tank anymore, as I've recently found out. Yes, I did accidentally short my backpack. Rip me. So is life. Or such is life, I should say. So yeah, we're just going to go for it and go absolutely ham on the fluid processing system here, because I think we're gonna need it. And if we don't, we don't. So what? We'll do that. Can I get more pipes? It's gonna make me wait. Huh. There's only one more, I think. Come on. Oh, hey, there's some pipes. Okay. Weird. Weird priority you choose, Autocrafter. Anyways, there we go. That is the start of it. I'm a little concerned. Might just be autofilling with this right now. Which would make sense. So yeah, this little setup here is going to look like that. I would say for now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and grab some more concrete. And fill this in. What is, it's plastic, right? We're doing gray plastic. And we'll grab some more doors. And we will just kind of mimic this setup here. Like so. Whoops, come on. We'll need to go ahead and quickly tear those out as well. Can I make one more of these? Oh, I'm out of that glass, huh? Shoot. We do have this portable stone cutter, so we're not at a complete loss. And then if we had you going flush on the inside, we'll do the same here. Which means those there, like so. Yep, okay, it got that last attachment. I was a little concerned, but it did eventually get around to it. Alright, so that is going to be a bunch of water, like non-stop water. I think we're good now. Let me show you what I've ended up doing for the peak efficiency, because I did run out of, I was constantly running out of, like, steam. Steam was not transferring from here to here fast enough using those tanks. So we have instead, uh-oh. How is this still not... Okay, this is just not transferring the water fast enough. That's a different kind of problem entirely. That's a fixable problem, though. And I think we're going to run into the same thing here. So let's go ahead and get another one of those. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. In the meantime, so steam is now going into this large fluid tank. And if I get my entangled binder out, you'll see that that fluid tank is being bound over here into this entangled block, which now has the advanced attachment onto some advanced fluid pipes to just speed things along quite a bit. And you can see it's producing a good bit, but we can still probably use more. We've got advanced fluid pipes here and here. That's way faster. There we go. There we go. So now you're going to start to kick on at 800 steam, producing 24,000 FE per tick. Over here, we're producing only 16. This is because I have 4 additional composite turbines down here, because I couldn't figure out what else to fill in this little structure with. So yeah, that's going to be going through a ton of steam, going through a ton of lava and water, but it doesn't matter because we've got infinite of both. We're already at 116 obsidian. And we are doing really, really, really well here on energy. So at this point, I don't think that I can kick this on and not run into major problems, but you can see it's definitely going to go way, way faster than it used to. I do think it's still going to try to bleed my system dry. Like I imagine things are going to start to go down as they already have. And they immediately come back up, which is just kind of how it is. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I think it's just an unfortunate priority issue, which is... well, it's unfortunate. It sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not the worst. Anyways, this room has taken a turn for the technologic. And I do think that I can make a couple of improvements to the setup here. And, like, move things around a little bit to make things look a little cooler and a little better. So let me work on that. And then I will be back in just a bit. Oh, and for reference, this is how quickly the steam turbine burns through. We don't have a buffer. So as quickly as this pulls out and pushes out, so this is producing 800 millibuckets of steam per tick, as quickly as this can push that 800 out into that tank and get pulled over here and dumped into these steam turbine controller valves, we can only get the same amount in. It just immediately runs our turbines off of that steam. So that's why you see 800 here, is because that's how much we're producing, and it immediately sucks that up and has it going. For the sake of aesthetics, I've moved the fluid intake valves up a block just to make things look better. I prefer have a tank sitting like this and go up than the other way around. And the locking, I've learned, locks pipe interaction. So that is why you don't want that, I've learned. So that was what was happening with the pipes not being able to attach on the sides. To show you just some proof here, right? If we get a fluid pipe and we lock, sorry, wrong button, lock, you'll see that nothing will connect. But as soon as I unlock, you'll see it'll connect again. So if you're wondering what that locking functionality does, it literally locks out the connections. I'm sure this is probably somewhere in the wiki. I'm just bad at reading wikis. But you guys, this is a pretty good looking little base, isn't it? It's pretty cool. Okay, I think I might try to extend this episode out just a little bit so that I can swap out syngas here on occasion. Or maybe not even on occasion, pretty regularly, pretty routinely. I don't think I'm going to make a second one of these because I just don't feel like it necessarily. But I do want to maybe do like a frequency 17. Let's get one more dimensional tank. And let's make a syngas setup, huh? I think that would be fun. So what we're going to do for that, we already have like all this extra space down here. So why don't we set it up down here? Let's grab some more of the gray concrete and gray plastic. And let's grab another door, trap door, and glass. Like so. Because if this is going to be the end of the series, then I want it to be a very good ending where we at least get everything done. And we don't leave anything, any stone unturned in the quest book, because I think we're just about there. I will do a triple check before we call it a series. And I know that I never did do anything with my mecha tool. I apologize. I never could figure out how to get that to work in the way that I really liked it to. And I got spoiled. I got so spoiled here. So we'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll use this space right here, this tiny little nook, to make ourselves some syngas. I set this up backwards. There we go. We'll do that and that. And now these are symmetrical. Perfect. So let's make some syngas stuff, huh? We've got a couple of things here. Let me make sure really quickly. We've done everything here and here. And here. Nothing is missing on this page. Our research progress is wrapped up all the way through. Yeah, it's just the one thing, right? It's just the one thing. Okay, let's do it. So we're going to want an item input port, a fluid output valve, and a fluid intake valve. That makes sense, right? We're going to need, I would assume probably, well, actually, water? Water, I guess? We'll figure that out, huh? We're going to need more heating chambers, rather. We can have up to 10 of those. We're going to need a mixing chamber, up to 25 of those, and our syngas controller. So, the syngas controller will probably tell us what we need to know for the most part. So let's go ahead and get our input, and that's going to be, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to get a detector. We had to autocraft everything in this recipe. Wow, that was not ideal. We're going to need an exporter, so let's go ahead and do that for sure. And get our birch wood ready. Is this ready? It is. And what we can do is we've got cable somewhere. I think, like, probably right behind here somewhere-ish. Yeah, hey, look at that. And so we can just use our detector to control an exporter. Are you done? You're done, finally. Okay. And export into that. And I think that's going to be pretty dang perfect. Let's go ahead and get you and change you private 17. And now, the syngas producer controller. I think we have everything we need for that. We have the mixing chamber. That one's a weird one. Maybe we should go teach these to auto-crafting real quick. The mixing chamber. How are these made again? Oh, that's not fun. I hope I have enough. Okay, I should. Heating chamber. Same thing. Same concern. So let's go and do these. Toss them in here. Kind of alongside those two. Should work. Right, and then coming back here, we have our syngas producer controller. The controller for this, I don't think really particularly matters. I think this is probably going to be a 3x3x3, maybe. So we can put it like here in the corner for now. But we're going to need a mixing chamber. Let's go ahead and get like 10 of those. It's going to take 20 of our reinforced tubes. Yikes. And as soon as we put these on, we can actually access this. And I'm not certain what the input is going to be. Oh, we need to input steam. Wow, that is highly unfortunate, because steam... Right, you know, and it makes sense why I did it this way. Steam is not fun. So we're going to need a fluid intake valve for sure. And that's going to have to be hooked up to another entangled block with another pipe on it, with another attachment on it. However, I think this is still entangled, right? Yes. So if I put you there, that should do it. And then we can put our fluid intake right there. And that's going to fill up with steam. Now we need to get carbon coming into here. And so carbon is going to come into here through our item input. And if we put an exporter on you, like so, and we say export logs, only work with redstone signal, then what we can do is we can provide that redstone signal. And so that redstone signal is going to come from our detector right here. And we're going to say emit when above the amount 4096 of birch log. Because we're always above that amount, right? Like we have tons of birch log. It's just the truth of the matter. I do want you to be a little bit less ugly. So we're gonna move that a little bit. Try that again. We'll do when above 4096 6, like so. And so now, again, exporting like expected. We can proceed to cover everything up here. And so you can see we are already now producing syngas. So we're going to need a fluid output. I don't know why that wasn't part of the quest. Probably should have been. May have been, actually. I don't know for sure. And so that fluid output is going to need to go into here. And so that guy can go right there. We should have mixing chambers ready. I think I want you here. And then we'll do something like this. And then the heating chamber, if I do 10 of those... Okay, we're going to teach you how to make those, because that's not going to happen manually. That sucks. That's a sucky recipe to have to automate, or have to not automate. So you are made like so. And you can come down here and go next to all of the immersive engineering stuff that I don't think we ever really put in here, because by the time we got to refined storage, IE was mostly out the door. So you can just live there. That's fine. So how many tubes do we have? We have 25. So let's do heating chamber. Let's do 10 of these, because those tubes suck to make. And let's make some more of those mixers. Mixing chamber. Let's make 4. So what I'm thinking is we can put these 4 here and here, and then the chambers, which are currently crafting up, can go here, and I'll get 2 more. But that is a complete chapter, and that is a complete pack. However, again, you guys know, you can see that we're not actually putting carbon in there fast enough at this point, which surprises me, to be honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and get a stack upgrade. Heck yeah, that's all we needed. And heat exchangers should be good to go. Like so. Now, we could probably push this all the way back. Should I push this all the way back? I don't know. This wouldn't be too terribly much work to do. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, that only took about a minute to move everything back, so it made more sense to just go ahead and do that. So you can see we've got our same steam fluid input. We have our exporter working, same as always. Let's go ahead and get this all filled in. Feels much better with it pushed back like it is. I think I'm going to get those... How many do I need? 6 more heating chambers? I think I might get those made up real quick, because I think it'd be fun, but I'm not going to have enough of the... Shoot, I'm not going to have enough of these. I'm missing exactly one of those. Is there a better way to get those that I'm just not noticing? No, you really do just need molten plastic. Okay, I think we can do that okay, pretty easily enough. Just go ahead and grab, like, plenty of tubes. Wow, that was fast. Okay, fun. Wrong building. I should know by now. We've been in this world for the longest time. So yeah, you can turn... Let's get some buckets, because I'm out. So if I take you, put you in here, and if I look at that with charcoal or coal, which I have plenty of charcoal, so we'll just do that. Since it is here, we'll go and turn this on, have the heat come back up to temp, and you should... be good to go. You're just going to produce a bunch of molten plastic for me, and I'm just going to go and get a tank. I've been a really big fan of these fluid tanks, so we're just going to use one of these for now. And that's going to get us a good bit of plastic. I don't know what I was complaining for. Actually, not that bad. You have a 32 bucket capacity. Okay. Couldn't remember. And so if we get more of those pressure tubes, actually, you know what? We'll leave those there. Are you done yet? Oh gosh, this does take a really long time. Speed. Oh, speed's not a thing? Really? Okay. So this is definitely going to take forever. But I've got those heat exchangers on their way since I've got everything that I need. At a bare minimum, at least. Especially since I can't heat or speed upgrade those, which is highly unfortunate. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. That's our 6th heat exchanger here. And if I go ahead and put that in. Sorry, heating chamber, not heat exchanger. They are also a thing, just not the same thing. And so now that should be, like, we're full on syngas. Is the guy up here running, though? Like, are you doing anything? You should be, yeah, you're just really slowly burning through everything. If I turn you on, though, right, you're going to start cranking it up. Completely maxing out what you can. You also completely doing absolutely everything you can, which isn't much, surprisingly enough. You're just completely loaded, doing your thing. I really just want to drain through this excess fuel that's stuck in here. So there we go. Instead of consuming refined fuel, we're now consuming syngas, and you can see it's consuming 4.9 millibuckets per tick. It's not terribly bad. We're producing. I added a few more turbines here. Replaced the tanks, the buffer tanks, because we didn't end up needing them. And so now we're able to produce up to 22,000 FE per tick. How are we doing over here? Yeah, I mean you're just doing. This is really fast. And so yeah, like if I noticing that you're being a little bit weird, I might need to break and replace you because it doesn't look like you're actually burning it. It looks like you're just creating it, maybe? No, it's actually going so quickly up that I had not noticed that it was skipping entire digits. So there we go. We're already at 1 trillion FE per tick going through. You know, like if we really wanted to keep stuff up and running, we would probably run one thing on this and run everything else on all the other systems we have because it's pretty wonkers. Pretty bananas how much we're just producing here. Like if you look at these numbers increase, I would love to have an RF per tick rate on here. Like if we look overall, maybe at the controller. I think we can do a lot at that controller. Wait, why am I going this way? So if we come over here and look at you. Yeah, we're producing up to 96k RF per tick at any one point in time, which is like more than this pack really has ever been designed to allow. But there you guys have it. That's the entire quest line complete. You've probably noticed that I haven't been making videos nearly as often as I'm supposed to, or at least that I feel like I'm supposed to. You guys never really pressure me. I just feel like I should be on here more often. But I've been really invested with doing a bunch of other stuff at the same time. Streaming has been a decently big priority of mine. This bee who is stuck here, also a pretty big priority of mine right now. Let's go ahead and grab that empty mob imprisonment tool and just scoot you on out because you are clearly a lost little baby. Streaming work's also been kind of not, I wouldn't say rough. It's just been like in a stage right now where I'm really getting into the big stuff that I'm working on, and it's been really fun. But I just haven't been as free for recording as I usually am. Ooh, you need to go off. That's for sure. We don't need any more of these at this point. I mean, we'll make what we can with the residual heat, I suppose, but that's plenty. Anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to call that a series. I know that there's probably potential for me to do even more. I've even talked about that, but I really just wanted to get through a quest line at some point. And here it is. We've done so much in this pack. I might do a proper like video if you guys wanted to go through and show off everything. Show off how everything turned out, show off any certain mechanisms you may have questions about if you were just catching up here at the end. And as for, is there going to be a harmonious creationeering Let's Play series? Probably not. You know, it's just create, so I'm running out of ideas already, and I'm using them all for the streams. So if you want to catch me, I've been streaming on YouTube as well as Twitch. My Twitch link is always in the comments. It's like the first line of every comment in every video that I post. If you feel like going and catching up with me there. Otherwise, I'll probably come back to YouTube for the next big pack that I make. I just don't know what that's going to be at the moment. And I really need to figure that out. I'm also interested to see why you're stuck. Do the thing. Go on. Hello? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's the end, huh? That figures. Of course, something would break on my way out the door. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series as much as I have. It's taken a lot of time for me to get these last few episodes out, so I appreciate your patience. I hope you've kind of gotten a couple of ideas for like things to do in this pack now. If you've been watching along trying to get ideas, hopefully I've inspired you. Hopefully I've given you thoughts as to what you can do and improve in your own world. And again, always, if you have any ideas for future packs, future worlds, etc., let me know down in the comments. I love an active comment section. So I'll see you guys in the next series or in the next random video that I put out or in the next live stream. And until then, take care. Bye.